Hello and welcome to the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone EduPartner School Program, and massage industry experts. With the continued interest and popularity of the EduTalk series, Biotone continues to support virtual learning and building massage community by connecting you with industry experts who share their knowledge and expertise on topics not only for class discussion, but career success. Today's expert is Kathleen Lisson, a lymphedema therapist, board-certified massage therapist focusing on plastic and oncoplastic surgery, and is an approved NCBTMB continuing education provider offering online classes. She's presented at the American Venous and Lymphatic Society, International Society of Lymphology, Lymphedema Association of Manitoba, Lymphedema Seminars, National Lymphedema Network, and Society for Oncology Massage. Plus, in her spare time, Kathleen is an author, and her titles are Plastic Surgery Recovery Handbook, Lipedema Treatment Guide, and Stress Reduction for Lymphedema. Kathleen is a past presenter of the EduTalk series, whose talks can be found in the EduTalk archive library on biotone.com, as well as her author series can be found on biotone.com under the EduTalk tab as well. So when you have time, take a visit to the EduTalk archive library. And with that, thank you again for joining us. I am so happy to have you back with us, Kathleen. I know this will be a really informative talk and many benefits. So I will exit, turn the screen over to you, and I'll come back on for chats. Thanks again, and the screen's all yours.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Let me start my presentation and share it with you. Okay, today we are going to be talking about breathwork for the massage therapist. My name is Kathleen Lisson. I'm a massage therapist. And also many of the things that were shared about me, I'm also a health coach and a yoga teacher. And I'd like to start today's presentation with a mindful moment. So I'll invite you to sit in a position which is both respectful yet comfortable, with the spine straightened, if that's good for you. And then we'll just together start by taking a deep breath. So we'll take a nice inhale and a nice exhale. And today we're going to be talking about breath work. So I'll invite you to just take a moment here to consider what made you come to this presentation, what made you press play today. What do you want to get out of this presentation? And also, if there's any experience that you have with breath work, with how breathing can help to change our nervous system, just bring that to mind for a moment. And then we'll take one more breath together in this mindful moment. So I'll invite you to inhale and exhale. Okay, and then we'll look at what we're going to talk about today. We're going to look at the science behind a variety of breathwork practices that are designed to both energize, relax, and improve focus. And by changing the way that we breathe, we can send a message to our bodies and to our minds. And that message can either be to relax us, to energize us, and to improve our focus. We're also going to look at strategies to incorporate short breathwork interventions to begin your day, maybe some while you're at work, and then maybe some that can help you before going to bed at night. So let's first look at some breathing basics. The average person takes 21,000 breaths per day. So this is definitely our lungs, the activity of breathing. It's something we have with us all the time. And many of our other self-care activities, we can't access all the time, but we can access our breath. And on average, we take 15 breaths a minute. But if we're aware of it, we can lower it to about 6 breaths per minute or maybe even lower. But the normal breath that we're taking when we're not really focused on breathing is about 15 breaths a minute. And the main muscle of breathing is the diaphragm. And as massage therapists, we know where that diaphragm is located. It's located near the bottom of our rib cage. And using the diaphragm can help us breathe more. It can help us breathe deeper. It can help to move lymphatic fluid through the body. As a lymphedema therapist, that's what I really started my interest in breath work, was its effect on our body's lymphatic system. So why do we practice breath work? Breath work is a practice that's across cultures. It's across periods of time. It's always been with us as a species. And we use breath work. We use a change in our breathing to help regulate our nervous system. We can use it as healthcare workers to improve our clinician presence, to improve the quality of our attitude, our ability to interact with our clients. And we can also use it to hold space for our clients. And that's really, that piece of it I really found when I studied craniosacral therapy. The way that we are in our bodies can help hold space for our clients. So before we start looking at breath work, I'll invite us to look at the basics that we should know. We're going to be practicing some short interventions and some very calming interventions, but then our final intervention will be Kapalbhati, which is a little more energizing. So if you have anxiety, if you have breathing problems, if you have cardiovascular or blood pressure issues, any other medical issue that you think would prevent you from successfully engaging in breath work, you can listen to this presentation, but go ahead and hold off on joining us in the breath work until you've had a chance to talk to your healthcare provider. And even if you usually don't have any issues, but for whatever reason, the breath work doesn't feel good for you today, it's okay to step away from the breath work and maybe try it another time. So even if today you feel anxiety, you feel lightheadedness or dizziness, have a rapid heartbeat or shortness of breath, that's your body's signal to step away from breath work at this time. So let's dig into some of the research about breath work. So breathing practice, a short-term or an extended repeated change in breathing pattern can profoundly and usually positively modulate our emotions and our cognition. So how we feel and then also how we think. So the first breath work we're going to try is going to be cyclic sighing. And this is something that we do naturally. And we're just taking something that we do naturally and using it as a self-care practice. So as you can see, this nice gentleman is really having a tough time at his laptop. So what do we instinctively do? That inhale and then that sigh, right? And when I was a massage therapist, I was studying massage therapy at IPSB Massage College in San Diego. We did 3 of these sighs and these vocalizations at the beginning of our class to kind of reset us from being in our car, trying desperately and fast to get to class, worries about what would happen in class, and to bring us into the present moment and being in class. So let's try it. Cyclic sighing consists of a 2-part deep inhale and then a long exhale. And research has shown that practicing this breathing technique can bring an increase in both positive affect, our emotions, our way that we are, and also psychological relief. And this is from the Balban study, which was up north of me. I'm in San Diego, and this is from Stanford. It's a very interesting study. I'll have the resources at the end of class. This is a study that I invite you to take and read. It's a quick read. It's an easy read. It shows the testing of several different breathing practices. But for now, we'll do the cyclic sign. So I'll invite you again to begin in a relaxed yet alert position. You can leave your eyes open or you can close them. And then I'll invite you to start by exhaling fully. And then breathe in through your nose. And when your lungs feel full, take another shorter inhale, just a sniff through the nose to fully inflate the lungs. And then exhale slowly. And then go ahead and inhale again, filling the lungs. At the top of that inhale, another shorter, just tiny breath. And then exhale slowly. And then I'll invite you to take one more. Again, the inhale, the sniff, and the long, slow exhale. And then we'll let this breathing practice go and learn a little bit more about that breathing that we just did. Researchers say that transient disruptions, that is just a single breath or a few deep breaths or sighs, can relieve everyday anxiety. So before we go into the next breathing practice, just take a moment and feel inside your body. Do you feel different? I noticed for me and the way that I speak, after I do a short breathwork practice, I tend to not be talking a mile a minute anymore. I'm kind of like more in my body and I can feel my nervous system kind of relax. So let's turn to breathing at a rate of 6 breaths a minute. So this equals a breathing frequency of 0.1 hertz. And 0.1 hertz is actually a really interesting breathing frequency to have because changing our breathing pattern can change our autonomic nervous system activity. So many times if we're fighting through traffic, if have a little bit of scared of what's going to happen during the day, we may feel that fight or flight nervous system, and we want to change it into that rest or digest, that parasympathetic nervous system. And changing our breathing patterns can send signals to our minds and our body that it's okay to get into that parasympathetic nervous system. So let's look at the research behind what actually happens when we slow our breathing. Slow breathing reduces the secretion of adrenal medulla norepinephrine and reduces that sympathetic nerve excitement. So norepinephrine, which is also noradrenaline, is used in that fight or flight response of our sympathetic nervous system, the one that lets us run away from the saber-toothed tiger. And stressful situations can trigger that norepinephrine, that noradrenaline. So it's useful to use slow breathing to help reduce secretion of this hormone because we are no longer getting chased by that saber-toothed tiger. We need to bring ourselves down. We need to balance our nervous system in order to more clearly see our clients and have a conversation with them and pick up on those nonverbal signals they're giving us and let our intuition give us messages during the massage session. So let's try 5-5 breathing. So this is going to be a 1-minute practice, just like the last one. So I'll invite you to begin in a relaxed yet alert position. Your eyes can be open or closed. And then we'll start by exhaling fully, and then we'll inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. I'll keep the time and guide us when we inhale and exhale. So we'll start by exhaling and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last inhale. And last exhale. And we can let that breathing practice go. And then again, take a moment to feel inside of your body how you feel after that short 1-minute breathing practice. So now we'll move into a little bit more of an advanced breathing practice. And this picture is illustrative because we are going to do Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to put our hands in this position. So you'll see that the ring finger can close off one nostril, and she also has her thumb out. So the thumb will close off the other nostril. So we'll put the hand up in front of the face like she does. And then when we want to close off our left nostril, we'll use the ring finger of the right arm. And when we want to close off our left nostril, we'll use the thumb of the left hand. So kind of take a moment now and practice how we can bringing the hand up and taking that hand position and kind of see how we will close off one nostril and then close off the other. So I'll invite you again, sit in a comfortable yet alert position with a straight spine. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And after you've done this practice a few times and you know what's happening, you can feel free to close your eyes. But if this is very new to you, you'll see that the main directions that we're going to use are in bold on this screen, so you can keep your eyes open so you can follow along with the directions. So we'll start by taking a few of those deeper breaths, activating the diaphragm. And then use the hand in that mudra, that hand position that we saw before, to help to close the nostrils. And then we'll begin by closing the right nostril with the thumb and exhaling with the left nostril. And then inhale through the left nostril. And then at the top of that inhale, we're moving the hand. So the ring finger is closing the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And then closing the right with the thumb, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. Closing the left nostril, exhaling through the right. And then inhale through the right. So I'm going to leave you for the next 2 minutes to do this at your pace. I will keep the time and let you know when we're halfway through and then let you know when we're done. So you can go ahead and start now. So we're about halfway through. So I'll invite you to close your right nostril with your thumb, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril with the ring finger, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And then we'll end by closing the right nostril with the thumb and exhaling through the left nostril. And after you're done, you can release your hand. Take a few deep breaths through both nostrils before we end this practice. And again, take a moment to feel if you feel any different after this short 2.5-minute practice. So here's a very interesting study. So we did a 2-minute session of Nadi Shodhana, but the researchers have done a study of 30 healthy individuals doing 15-minute sessions 6 days a week for 8 weeks. And at the end of that 8-week study, they found improvements in cognition just from this simple alternate nostril breathing exercise. Specifically, the researchers found improvement in selective attention, in focused attention, in visual scanning, so the ability to scan, activation and inhibition of rapid responses, in immediate verbal recall, in attention capacity, and in working memory. And the improvement in attention and working memory in Nadi Shodhana pranayama groups could have enabled these improved cognitive functions that they found. This is very interesting for me as someone who used to teach mindfulness at IPSB Massage College, as someone who is a massage therapist, as someone who wants to increase my intuition, my ability to have intuition, and improvements in my cognition, in my ability to come and understand both verbal and nonverbal signals that I am seeing from my massage clients. And then as an instructor, I would be very interested in this study and the potential benefits it could give massage students. So how do you begin if you want to do kind of incorporate a longer practice of Nadi Shodhana into your self-care? So first you have to check with your physician if you have pre-existing health issues. Some tips from beginners from a research article include to start practice for only a couple minutes every day. You don't have to start with a brand new practice for 15 minutes. But increase the time gradually as per your comfort level. Pay attention to your body. You don't have to force yourself too hard, particularly in the initial phase of this. Just focus on keeping a consistent and rhythmic breath all through the training. Though I will say in my personal experience, the amount of seconds of my inhale and exhale progressively get longer as I get more relaxed and go into this practice. So what that kind of looks like is at the beginning, in the first couple minutes of Nadi Shodhana, maybe I'm doing a 4-second inhale, a 4-second exhale, but by the time I've done it for a few minutes, I'm seeing that all of a sudden my inhale and exhale is 6 seconds, maybe 8 seconds. As I'm doing that deep breathing, I find that I'm breathing more slowly. You can practice preferably in the first part of the day or at the night when your mind is relatively calmer. It will just be easier to sit down and do 15 minutes of a very calming exercise if you have not just gotten off of like the freeway and got cut off 8 times. You know what I mean? If you're already sort of relaxed, it's easier to get into the deep relaxation of Nadi Shodhana. And as with everything else, we know consistency is vital to experiencing the maximum benefit of exercise. So let's look at our next breathing practice. It's called Kapal Bhati. And the translation of this is skull shining breath. This is more of an intense practice. So if this is too intense for you, you don't need to finish all of it. But I'll invite you to participate with me if you'd like. So koppel body is a fast or high frequency, approximately 1 to 2 hertz breathing technique. You remember the 5-5 breathing was a 0.1 hertz. So now we're going all the way up to 1 or 2 hertz, in which short and quick, vigorous exhalations are performed with effortless inspirations. So we're pushing the breath out, we're exhaling, and then letting the body naturally breathe in. Bostrika breath is when you're pushing out and sucking in, pushing out and sucking in. This is Kapalbhati, so you're just exhaling vigorously and then letting your body take care of inspiring on its own time. So I'll invite you, as usual, to sit in a comfortable yet alert position with a straight spine. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and we'll start by taking a few gentle breaths through our nose. And then we're going to take our hand and put them on our abdomen over the navel. This is going to be some reinforcement because we're going to forcefully through the nose using the diaphragm, and that is going to push the navel in towards the spine as we breathe out. And then inhale naturally. So I'll invite you to, and we'll do it for 60 seconds each. Then we'll take a 30-second break, and then we'll do 60 seconds of the next set. So we'll do 2 sets. So place your hand on your abdomen over your navel, inhale through the nose, and then exhale forcefully, and then inhale naturally, exhale forcefully. It'll be about 60 times per minute, and we'll go ahead and get started now with an inhale. We're about halfway done, 30 seconds to go. Okay, and then relax, breathe naturally for our 30-second break. We're halfway through our break. We have 15 seconds left. So go ahead and place your hand over your abdomen, over the navel again. Inhale through the nose and exhale forcefully. We're about halfway done, 30 more seconds. Okay, and take a nice long exhale. We can stop the practice and take a few deep breaths through your nostrils before ending this practice. And feel inside your body how you feel after this practice. Some people will feel a tingling in their toes and in their fingertips. It has to do with the amount of CO2 in your body. This increases blood flow. You may feel a little bit sore in your torso if you don't do a lot of abdominal work. So let's learn more about this interesting practice. So Kapalbhati is initially energizing, cleansing, and heating. So for a lot of us, including me, I do feel more energized. And this may be a great practice if you need that spot of energy, or if, again, you've just been in a very energizing and active day, and you feel like you can't just sit still and do some quiet breathing, Kapalbhati may be an option for you. But then over the next few minutes, maybe you'll feel a parasympathetic withdrawal and a sympathetic activation as we're doing the breathing, but then an increase in gamma wave activation in the brain post this pranayama, this type of breathing, which shows we have a control of the default mode network. So that is what is happening when we're not thinking of anything in particular. Our mind is in the default mode network. And then what many people feel is after we've done the practice, this sense of calm starts to set in. So we've done a few different practices. So I'll invite us one last time to feel how we feel after about 25 minutes of learning and breathing. Just feel how you feel in your body, in your spirit, in your mind. And the breath work is part of my personal practice. I also am a Roman Catholic, so I'll pray the rosary. The rosary is also that 0.1 hertz breathing. If you pray the rosary in a group where it's a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. So for across many cultures, across many religions, you'll find this 0.1 hertz breathing in chanting and in saying the rosary and other practices. And I also really like an app on my phone called Insight Timer. I'll use particularly in the morning, there's breathwork practices, and then at night before sleeping, I like a practice called the 61-point relaxation. I also like a practice called Yoga Nidra. Both of these are body scans. And Yoga Nidra involves some breathing as well. And if you're finding it difficult to get asleep, or if you wake up during the night and you're finding it difficult to get back to sleep, these might be a good way, in addition to slower breathing, to increase sleep. So as Danelle said in the beginning of the presentation, I'm a NCBTMB approved provider of continuing education, and I'd like to offer you the opportunity to learn a free CE hour. It's my class. It's a free class called Being Present for Our Clients, Mindfulness for Massage Therapists. If you're interested in mindfulness practices that might help you as a massage therapist, the website to get you directly to the class is bit.ly/mindfulnessmassage. It's also on my main class website. And if you want to learn more and take a deeper dive into breath work and lymphatic wellness, I have a free 10-session of classes that's available to everybody. It does not have continuing education. It's free on YouTube at my YouTube channel, Stress Reduction for Lymphedema. And that, if you're really interested in the science behind breath work, that is covered much more fully in these 10 class sessions. And then here are my resources. And I'd like to end by thanking you. Thank you so much. If you want to find me on Instagram, I'm at Stress Reduction for Lymphedema. I'm also on the World Wide Web at KathleenLisson.com. And I would especially love to thank Biotone for giving me the opportunity to share this information today with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathleen. That was really, I wish I had actually done some of the breath work before I did the introduction.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I raced through the introduction,
Yep.
and I forgot to say that you were presenting breath work for the massage therapist. So
Yep.
my apologies on that, but good breathing tips and techniques.
Yes.
Now, I wondered, do you ever do this with aromatherapy, like a diffuser or anything like that? Would that enhance the practice?
Yes, absolutely. And massage therapists, we have aromatherapy, and that's actually a lot of what I started from my first classes at IPSB was that we laid our hands down on the client's back and we breathed together. And you can have aromatherapy diffusing whatever brings you a sense of calm and peace. It may be lavender, it may be rosemary, if you're studying, and it can just help you, and it can help the mind bring itself into the present moment by enabling that sense of smell to also be active. So I know for a lot of mindfulness practices, it's awareness of sound, but you can also do an awareness of smell.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to mention to everyone that if you haven't attended an EduTalk before, tomorrow you will get a follow-up email that will include a recording link to Kathleen's presentation tonight. It will have her contact information. I will also include the links from your PowerPoint on the free CE.
Yeah.
CEs. I will put that in the body of the email follow-up tomorrow. And I'd also like to mention that you did a presentation for us, an EduTalk on mindfulness.
Yes.
So again, I'll direct you all to the EduTalk Archive Library on biotone.com under the EduTalk
Yeah.
tab.
Yes.
So we still have time for questions or comments. Thank you for making me laugh at the end. Okay. Thank you for your presentation. You got a lot of thank you. So clear, so good. Thank you. And I don't see any other
Yep.
comments,
So
questions
Meryl says
coming.
she's having a little trouble breathing in and out fast enough to keep up with me. And that's true. That's when you get up to that 1 and 2
Oh,
hertz of that couple body breathing, it is something that you have to work up to. So maybe first you would do it for 30 seconds and then take some breaks. It really is, it's a practice that you can get into. And then also the breathing slowly. When you're doing the alternate nostril breathing, you'll find if you make it a part of your self-care, it's a lot easier for you once you get that lung strength and that sympathetic nervous system to calm down. You can breathe slower. And isn't it amazing that we can both breathe faster and breathe slower at the same time? And get benefits in our body from both of them if we keep on practicing breath work.
okay.
Yeah. And so what I like to do is I start with breath work in the morning. I'm still sleepy, so I find on Insight Timer, I found a nice breath work for the morning where a person guides you to it. And I like the deep breath where we're kind of opening up all the alveoli in our lungs and we're stretching all these muscles in our chest with the deep diaphragmatic breathing. And it kind of gets all the kinks out. As someone who's over 50, I do wake up with some kinks in my body. And that helps me to, kind of get stretched from the inside. We know stretching on the outside, but we can also get stretching, including this chest stretching, which we, as massage therapists, we use this upper body so much, that chest stretching so much from the breath work. And then definitely the breathing when I transition from one thing to another. So if you're transitioning from particularly a difficult client, a difficult experience, sometimes just taking that one moment to yourself, whether you're doing the 5-5 breathing for 1 minute, or you're just doing those, like those three sighs, cyclic sighing, can really help to reset your nervous system in between clients, just like we reset our room in between clients.
Kathleen, if people are interested in your books, where would they find those?
Yep, my books are all on Amazon, and you can find them by just searching for my name or searching for the titles of the book. If Plastic Surgery Recovery Handbook is guided, it's geared towards clients who have had plastic surgery. This is the book that I give to my clients when they come to me for lymphatic massage after plastic surgery. And I've had a lot of other massage therapists say, this book is great. I'm new. I'm trying to get into helping people after plastic surgery. And this book is full of the questions that all my clients answer. And to be able to know the answers that I can give them confidently gives them more confidence to take on these clients. Stress reduction for lymphedema is geared towards people who have lymphedema, and giving them the breath work, the yoga, acupuncture, all the types of self-care that they can do to help their lymphedema. And then lipedema treatment guide, again, is a guide that I give to my clients when they come to me because they want manual lymphatic drainage for their lipedema. And today is June is Lipedema Awareness Month, so it's really great to be able to share information about lipedema here.
Great. Brian chatted, for patients with upper respiratory congestion, nasal chambers, or deviated septum with restricted airflow, what options?
Yeah, that's the tough part of Nadi Shona, the alternate nostril breathing. If you don't have alternate nostrils available to you, before I had my rhinoplasty and my septoplasty, it was difficult for me to do alternate nostril breathing. I shared there's many more types of pranayama that don't require just going through one nostril or the other. So I would suggest instead the 5-5 breathing, that same 0.1 hertz type of breathing.
That's great, and that's where we started this evening.
Yes.
Okay. You may have touched on this. Let's say you have a client that comes in and, oh, the traffic and crazy and like this, and would you just say, before we start your massage, let's do some breath work together?
Absolutely. And then that can be a part of the intake. If you see someone that's just overwhelmed, and then also if they're overwhelmed on the table, or if they're overwhelmed, I help a lot of people because I'm an oncology massage therapist who are in the middle of their cancer treatment. And sometimes it's just a difficult day. And that's how you can align your nervous system with their nervous system and just say, you know what, let's just take a deep breath in that. Let's take our hands and just breathe into that feeling and then breathe out. And you're here. This is a safe space to feel. I am a safe person to feel with. And don't feel weird about doing that because you're a massage therapist inside your massage studio. Like, that is what they expect from us. They expect from us more than anyone else to be like, like, oh, smell my lavender and let's take some deep breaths. And then as they're on the table, we can just, again, what I did at IPSB is you can just put your hands on their back, on the spine, and say, let's start this massage with 3 deeper breaths. And that can really let them, open up. And then even if you do deep tissue, even if you're not doing manual lymphatic drainage, we need them to stop, like shielding and pushing against us, and let everything, the muscles, the fascia, everything relax so we can get deeper into their body.
Very good. I haven't seen any other chats come in. Oh, Patrice, this is really good. I always incorporate mind-body connection in my work, not on this level, but having them to breathe into their tension and exhaling to release.
Yes. Yep. And we may be the only healthcare professional that is talking to them about breathing. The breathing that we model for them and share with them in the massage studio may be the only person that's talking to them about breathing. So it's such an amazing opportunity we have to just invite and allow people to take a moment in their busy lives to breathe.
Right. And the effects seem to come rather quickly.
Yes.
The benefits, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right. Well, now I don't see any further chats coming in. And again, I'd like to remind everyone that watch your inbox midday tomorrow for a follow-up of Kathleen's EduTalk tonight. Again, it will include the recording, contact information, and a copy of her PowerPoint. I'd like to mention I'd like to mention upcoming EduTalks that we have in the month of June. For those of you who don't know, we also do the EduTalk Diabetes series on June 10th. We have Linda Lockett-Brown, and she will present, can you increase GLP-1 levels without injections? And
Ooh,
Linda is a past presenter that has several excellent, uh, she's a dietitian and she has several excellent EduTalk Diabetes series. Again, those can be found in the archive library through the EduTalk tab.
and
Meryl, if supine, might you put your hands beside the sided of their face and have them do beginning breaths that way? Does
I
that make
said yes, or you could do the abdomen. When we do manual lymphatic drainage, we'll start with some deep breathing on the abdomen. That's part of the manual lymphatic drainage session. Or you could do it behind them on the shoulders, whatever it would feel like a comfortable position for them that would be, comfortable and not invasive on the client.
Okay, and thank you very much. Great presentation. Looking forward to catching up with the recording and very inspiring.
Great.
So, what a wonderful teacher. She models what she is teaching.
That's what we have to do.
And
Yep.
thank you for that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kathleen, again, for joining us tonight. Please join us in the future. Visit the archive library, both for massage, which we have 5 years of EduTalks there, and the EduTalk Diabetes series as well. We launched in 2023. Lots of good information. The last EduTalk of June is June 17th with Michael Shea, also a previous presenter. And his topic is the biodynamic heart, an introduction to biodynamic cardiovascular therapy.
Interesting.
And that should be a good one as well. So
Yep.
thank you so much, everyone. Be safe. Thank you for all you do. And I just want Oh, okay. I wish you could see me nodding my head up and down in agreement. So thank you, everyone, again, and be safe. Thank you for what you do, and join us in the future. Take care.
Thank you.